This question comes from Judy. She says, my husband is depressed. He has a hard time working on his problems, and I become tired and frustrated, and I even become depressed myself. Can QE help? Well, this is a very serious problem, and I don't mean just depression, but when we are with someone, when we love somebody who has a chronic illness, it tends to take a lot from us. And so we want to know, well, will QE help? Yes, of course it will. And it'll help in two very important ways. One, quantum entrainment will allow us to revitalize ourselves, protect ourselves. And that we always want to say that we have to take care of ourselves. For instance, in Judy's case, if her husband is depressed and she finds that she doesn't protect herself, if she gives more than she has, then she'll become frustrated and depressed, as she said. Now we have two people suffering. So my suggestion is that Judy not only do quantum entrainment for herself, but she do it for others, not just her husband, but she can do it for her pets, she can do it for other people and family members. And that amplifies the effects, this healing and harmonizing effect of quantum entrainment. So first, it's not being selfish, we must take care of ourselves so that we don't end up with two people suffering. Now, for the person who is suffering from a chronic illness, in this case depression, first of all, make sure that you have enlisted the help of the proper healthcare professional. Imperative. We don't want to think that any particular therapy is enough to do the job. When somebody is chronically ill, they have many aspects to their illness, and they are psychological, as well as physiological, environmental, that includes us, the caregivers, and spiritually too. And so we need something that will address all of those areas as a whole, which is what quantum entrainment does. It works on the very foundation, and it works from the inside out. And then we also want to help it along by taking advantage of those things outwardly, like healthcare professionals that can help. There are things that we can always do with almost any physical concern. There are 5 things. One is that we make sure we get a lot of exercise, the proper kind of exercise. Depressed people don't like to move. A little bit of movement at the right time will go a long way towards helping them heal. Then we want to make sure that there's fresh air and pure water available and good food. We don't want to be taking in foods that are going to aggravate the condition, and usually live foods, healthy foods that are sustaining and rebuilding. Obviously drugs and alcohol are contraindicated for depression, as they are for many illnesses. And the 5th thing, of course, is rest. Rest is the universal healer. And quantum entrainment offers a very deep rest. In fact, the deepest rest available for human beings. And out of that rest comes the deepest kind of healing. So this is my recommendation to Judy, that in fact she do quantum entrainment for herself and for other people, including her husband, and which will help him, but will also help her stabilize. And that you get the right kind of help, and then of course allow her husband, if he's willing, to learn quantum entrainment himself. Okay, Judy? Thanks for writing.